All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Proper Wise Guy Show. Thank you for tuning in. Folks, got a big show here. Listen to this, okay? You ready for this? You ready for the PSYOP to keep extending out its tentacles? Let's grasp on this, okay? So next week is a big week for our dynamic Dunsky duo, okay? Now, here's the other thing, too. They were a Dunsky power couple, okay? But they kept making, they were like, we are making such a mess of everything together. Imagine how much of a mess we could make if we had two heads of the snake, if you will. So they decided they're doing things on their own now. It's unbelievable. A married couple is not doing things together. Stop the press, okay? That is just shocking the world. But here's the problem. Now, this is where it comes in, okay? This is where it comes into the whole PSYOP part, okay? So get your boots on, okay? Well, next week, there's two huge events going on. And one is in New York, and that's where H is going. The other one is in California, and that's in Los Angeles, and that's where Scheist Meist 5000 is going, okay? Now, the problem is this. It's a bit of a dilemma. The person in California that's having their event, this is a pinnacle of the H and Scheisty foundation of nonsense, okay? I want you just to go with me on this, okay? So think about this, okay? Let's get this together. Scheisty, now, Tyler Perry did not know Scheisty or H. He knew nothing of the royal family. He even says this in their dumb Dunsky documentary that both of them did together. They all talk about it. He knew nothing about them. However, he was so moved and so he saw in her eyes in a $42 million or 35 or whatever the hell it was, $1 million wedding, he saw through the television. He's, this guy, I mean, telling you, he lived in his car at one point in time, and then he became a huge media mogul. That's the story, folks. Okay? He did it by hard work. He's not P. Diddy friends and all that. I mean, well, is he in the? Oh, they are friends. Okay, well, maybe they are friends. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is this: he made himself into nothing. However, now this is a talented guy. Okay, he can act like a sassy black woman. Okay, so please, you know what I mean? That's nobody's ever touched that. Okay, nobody's ever touched that. Okay, please, that is. You cannot replicate that. It's impossible. He broke the mold. He figured it out the way. Now, you got to think, with that creative genius, he's looking through the television screen, and he's looking at this poor, I mean, drowned out mouse almost, thinking, what kind of sons of bitches would just give this poor girl a $40 million wedding, and all these people are coming there kissing her ass, and she's got a train 6 miles long, and the car and her mom and all that. He's like, screw this shit. I'm not taking this sitting down. I'm Tyler frickin' Medea frickin' Perry, okay? I can wear a dress like anybody's business. I am going to write a letter, and I'm going to let her know I feel your pain. Sure, I'm a mogul, I'm a billionaire, I've got a million things going on, I'm good buddies with Oprah and Gayle. However, I see this woman's her eyes. They say to me, help me, please. And you know what? I could help out these other charities and all this. Those losers, who cares about them? I'm trying to help out somebody that had a $40 million wedding. Okay? That's who I need to get close to. That's what Tyler's thinking in his head, allegedly. He writes a letter to her. Okay? And she gets it. Now, remember, they didn't give her house keys or she didn't have a phone. She didn't know where the forks were. She didn't know she didn't know how to get in and out of a door. You know what I mean? They were like, how do you lock it? How do you unlock? She didn't know shit. There was no doctors, even though she went to the hospital in 2 hours and was back at home watching, reruns of, Happy Days or whatever. She pops out a kid in 2 hours. At the hospital, flies back, all under the radar. Nobody knows nothing. Now, even the nurses didn't even mind. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, yeah, have another tank of gas. Whatever you got. Even though we don't have tanks of gas. And we haven't had tanks because we're not a dentist office. But that's not the point. The point is this. She had no help. Tyler reaches out extends an olive branch. But she didn't have shit. She didn't have her keys, her watch, nothing. However, this letter did get to her. Okay? Unbelievable. It was I don't know how it slipped by these sons of bitch couriers, right? And all her assistants that she was firing left and right. I don't know how, between them crying, I don't know how they even opened the letter to read it to find out it was to her, okay? So that's number one. So then she gets the letter and she keeps it, and she's like, this is my rainy day. This is my rainy day letter, okay? So she calls up Tyler Perry and she's like, look, we've got a big problem. And he's like, I'm all ears. I just want to help. You are a couple that's in love. And I just love, and I just want to help you. So anyways, the whole beautiful part of this story is these two broke bastards needed somewhere to go, okay? Meanwhile, I got news for you. Like, every single other celebrity seems to go everywhere all the time, and unless they want to be found, they're not found. I mean, it's just amazing. You know what I mean? I've been to Vegas not 10,000 times, but a lot. They have celebrities there constantly putting on shows, musicians, musical acts, whatever. Nobody's ever seen them. There's not a paparazzi shot. Unless they walk through the casino or do something, they're invisible. Because that's how they keep it in Vegas, okay? This is not an impossible trick. However, they couldn't figure out what to do, where to go. They didn't know what to do, and H was, he was out on his ears, right? Meanwhile, his dad gave him $6.3 million. Okay. But they were broke. They were destitute. They had nowhere to go. He was cut off. He was $6.3 million. But then, you know what I mean? His dad was like, this year, this is going to be it. However, back to the story. Tyler Perry puts him up. H does, they don't know how to make reservations and shit. They don't know how to rent a hotel room. I mean, what are we doing? Chinese geometry here? I mean, stop it. Tyler Perry puts them up. Next thing you know, long story short, Tyler Perry becomes, you know what? They want to bestow an honor on him. Okay? So they take the child that is now stolen because of the parents, stolen the secret nickname of the Queen, H's grandmother. Okay? The child that carries that name is now going to be the Godfather, is going to be none other than, you guessed it, Madea. But who's not going to be there? Who's not going to be celebrating Madea's big day, big power time? H. And I'll tell you why. H wants to go hobnob with the folks that are going to take your rights and take your speech. Because H wants to go hobnob with these folks, okay? This is what's so important. Let's look at the players involved here. This is the Deal Book Conference in New York. Now, this is not a big deal at all. As a matter of fact, Shiesty went to this in 2021. I mean, if it could be any less of a big deal, it would be less of a big deal. However, look at the people that are involved at the conference. Now, don't forget, H has already been to New York once to go see the Silver Fox right here, right? So who else is here? Well, you've got Sam Altman, one of the co-founders of OpenAI. You've got the Baysmeister who dates the Sanchez. I'm getting to it. I'm finding a dress. I've got my Pinterest. Okay, the Sanchez, right? I mean, no offense, dude. Really? Okay. You got this guy, honest citizen right here, folks. No, nothing to see. Keep moving. Keep pushing it down. And then you've got her over here, okay? Now, she's real popular, okay? Let's call her Daddy Podcast. Now, think about this. She's got a huge audience. So if these three can decide to do something or not, man, you know what? Here's something, put a pin in this. Just in Australia the other day, they passed a law where I believe it's people under the age of 16 aren't going to be able to look at just certain social media sites, just certain ones, okay? Now, how do you do that? Do you have to give up some of your rights? Maybe you have to give up some of your biometric data. Maybe they need a thumbprint or a retina scan or this or that or whatever. Meanwhile, don't forget, they already have phones that you cannot track the data. You can use you can use things just as normal, Well, you can't check your email, obviously. But short of that, you can do anything you want, and it doesn't track your data. So, okay. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to have to do? How are you going to be able to, see what I'm saying? What rights are you going to have to give up to get this security or whatever you're looking for? I mean, because here's the thing you got to remember, folks. Kids have jobs, they got careers, they got money, they got 401ks, they got retirements, they got savings, they got money in the bank. Oh, that's right, they don't. If you want to stop younger people from having something, stop buying it for them. Pretty simple. I don't see what I'm saying, folks? It's getting a little too, you know what I mean? Little too weird. Okay? So H wants to go hobnob with these guys because H is sitting here trying to figure out how to control your speech. And they're already starting it in Australia. They're working on it. And I'm telling you, you better stand tall for these rights. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Y'all be good.
Love you, baby. You're beautiful.